Can a situationship who ghosted you or left you unread spin the block, stalk your social media, and suddenly come back and turn into a loving partner? I don't think so. Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Jones. I'm a licensed therapist. I've been counseling men and women who've experienced abuse as well as those who have been perpetrators of abuse. Excuse me. I wanted to respond to this commenter. She, if you want to see the thread of questions and comments that she made, be sure to click on that. But she talked about having a person that was a former situationship who, looks at her stories and, sort of lurks on her social media page, and she's wondering if this person could, come back into her life and, could they be secretly harboring this, this long lost love for her, or is it just really a bad thing? So you guys know how I feel if you followed me for a while. I think that people lurking on social media is a form of digital stalking. And that's just me, and I understand you disagree. Some people may disagree with that, and that's all right. But can this person come back? No, I don't think so. A situationship is usually a one-sided relationship where one person has sexual needs and they want them to be fulfilled. And while it may appear to start out as both of you sort of consenting to that, usually what ends up happening and why situationships go awry is that one person usually ends up liking the other person more and wanting it to turn into a full-blown relationship. When you have someone that is usually seeking you out for, for a physical need, aka sex, and that's usually what they're seeing you for, and they make that agreement. Which is why I don't know that I agree with situationships, because it's like you're doing all the things except for commitment in a lot of cases, which usually one person is benefiting more off of it while the other person is growing feelings and feeling like, oh, okay, this is turning into something real. You do care for me because you hug me, you kiss me, you hold me at night. We maybe go out to eat. We talk about stuff. We share feelings, all this other kind of stuff. And so it could feel a lot like a relationship, but a situationship, or like we're just friends, we just kick it, or let's just chill. That kind of stuff it's like a warning label. It's like, hey, don't look for anything more from me because I'm not able to give you that. Don't ever expect that from me. But, again, and a lot of times it's usually women that are on the side, not always, but usually women on the side that wants it to turn into something more. And they feel like, the longer it goes in, the more I give in, surely he's going to see that person is going to see that I care and that I want something more. And because things are just so good between us, we don't argue, or we have such great chemistry, or, something along those lines, then we sort of, we think that magically this will appear and this will turn into something else. And it never does. So don't make that social media stalking or lurking mean more than what it is. It is stalking. And even if that person were to pop back up, because a lot of times a situationship can be very toxic, and they can sort of pop back up when they get the sense that you're moving on, or that you've met someone else, and it's not because they like you and they suddenly have tapped into these feelings and they get it now, despite what they may tell you. And I did a post, on resource guarding. So, check out resource guarding. They're just guarding their resource, right? Because sometimes people who are situationships, they don't just disconnect at sex. They can become possessive, even though they don't want to claim you. It's kind of like you're their toy. And even though I don't want to play with you anymore, I don't want anybody else to play with you either. So don't mistake that for feelings, the jealousy, or maybe the possessiveness. It's like, oh, he or she really wants to be with me, because that's not what it is. And you could feel quite let down. And it's like, you know, it's kind of like when you find somebody that's a good person and you start to have a great relationship, and all of these exes and other people come out of the woodworks, and suddenly you're so attractive and they want you. But it's just the fact that, you're attached to somebody else. It has nothing to do with them actually having genuine, bona fide feelings for you in that way that you're hoping they would in most cases. And I don't see people who are the exception to this rule. And they'll sort of play with you and string you along. They may sabotage other people that are interested in you or your chances at other opportunities, but it doesn't mean that they're going to actually, foster a real relationship with you. Hope that helps. Thanks.